Principal Scientist and Head, Dr. YSR Horticulture University Citrus Research Station, which is located in Petlur near to Venkatagiri. So it comes to Tirupati district. So let us go into the introduction. So we all know that lime means acid lime, which is known as Citrus aurantifolia. In Telugu, we call it as a Nimma Pandu or Nimmakaya, whereas in Hindi, we call it as a Nimbu. So this belongs to one of the fruit to citrus family. So we are other citrus fruits which are popular. One is sweet orange, and also mandarins are there, and also grapefruit. There are number of commercial species and valuable fruits in this genus. And one of the important fruit is acid lime. So it's the largest growing and ever demanding fruit of citrus groups. So it is cultivated almost in all parts of the state, all parts of India. But the major states which are contributing for production is Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Bihar, and also in extensive areas like in Northeast India, like Arunachal Pradesh and other states. So it is as one of the 4 demanding citrus fruits, and we can also consume as fresh fruits, or we can make into pickles or food products and beverages like essential oils, and also other byproducts can be made from these citrus fruits, acid lime. So it is enriched with vitamin C, salts, and several minerals. So we all know the importance of this acid lime fruit, especially containing a rich source of vitamin C, which has which we have added in our regular diet, especially during the COVID time. So where the doctors recommended to take vitamin C tablets, so they are naturally available. So then coming to the climate suitable for acid lime cultivation, so it grows well in tropical, subtropical, arid, and also semi-arid climatic conditions. So another limiting factor is it could not withstand frosty weather or too low temperatures, and the farmers has to take care wherever it is grown in high what you call it as for hot winds, and also because during summer days, so it will leads to dryness of the plants, and also dropping of flowers and fruits will be more. So it can be cultivated in areas where rainfall received is 750 mm and above. So one thing we have to keep in mind is for cultivation of acid lime, there is a assured irrigation should be there. Then only we can go for cultivation of acid lime. Then coming to suitable soils for acid lime cultivation, it can be cultivated in a wide variety of soils like alluvial soils, sandy loams, and medium black or clay loam soils, and laterite soils or acid soils. So main thing which we have to keep in mind is the well drainage facility should be there. So water stagnation cannot be the soils which are having water stagnation, we cannot take up acid lime cultivation. So soils which are having well drainage and the pH of the soils which ranges from 5.5 to 7.5 can be selected suitable for growing acid lime. And soil EC is also very important. It should be less than 1 for growing of this acid lime. So if we grow in the unsuitable soils, so there is a problem of twig drying and also decline of the orchards. So sometimes the trees will be dried, entire tree will be dried at some full bearing period also. So another important point is the soils which we have to select for acid lime cultivation. The water table should not be at least below 2 meters. So if the water table is close to the soil, we cannot, that is below 2 meters, we cannot suggest acid lime for cultivation. And moreover, whoever want to take up the new cultivation of acid lime or already existing orchards also, it is necessary to take up soil testing. So if you take up the soil testing, we can give the nutrients and fertilizers based on soil testing. So we can also have the knowledge about the soil and what problems we can rectify. So, and clay soils and alkaline soils are not suitable for lime cultivation. And if soils are having high calcareous nature, so what happened? So it won't allow the plant root system to absorb the iron nutrients or some micronutrients. So this will lead to Lyme-induced chlorosis or iron chlorosis. So this make the plant sick and and also it won't give good yields. Then some of the problems generally farmers do is, especially in Andhra Pradesh area, because of the demand for this fruit and getting more price for these fruits during summer. So farmers also grow the these acid lime in calcareous soils, which will have excessive salts, and it will have defective drainage system and also presence of hard pan in the subsoils. So all this will leads to important nutritional disorders because it won't allow, because of the high pH and alkaline nature, the soils cannot absorb certain type of micronutrients. So one such micronutrient is iron. So all these plants will show iron deficit, pale yellow color leaves will be there. So in such cases, if already they have, we should avoid these soils. If already plants, farmers are growing, then we can rectify this problem by spraying ferrous sulfate during June, July, and January, February months for 4 times with 0.25% foliar spray. Or you can also go for soil application of 100 to 150 grams of ferrous sulfate, which are mixed with 20 kgs of farmyard manure per plant. So this is a remedial measures in areas where acid lime is cultivated in calcareous soils. Then coming to plant propagation, generally acid limes are cultivated through seed. So the seedlings which are raised from the seeds. So why we are going for seeds is the acid lime is having a peculiar characters like polyembryony. So it has 70% of polyembryonic nature. That means the seeds will be developed not from the embryo, but it will be developed from the other mother tissue of the seed plant. So because of that, the plants which were developed from the seeds will have 100% true to type of mother plants. So that's why there is no need for growing grafts or grafting method or cuttings or any other vegetative method of propagation, because with the seeds we are getting true to type, there is no need for growing grafts and all. So seedlings, another advantage of seedlings is if you go the seedlings, it will give higher yields than the grafts because you will have greater canopy in seedlings. So that's why more area for production. So even the lifespan of the seedlings compared to grafts is also more, and you will get constant yields. And the seedlings raised, that is, trees raised from seedlings will be having tolerance to diseases to some extent. So, but farmers usually grow for local susceptible types here, which are canker disease. Canker is a small rough spots will be there on the fruits, and which is called as bacterial canker. So if such fruits are there, you will have less market for those fruits. So that's why it is necessary to select the plants or varieties which are high yielding and canker tolerant varieties is necessary. There are several varieties released from different state horticulture universities. And you can, acid lime is also called as coxy lime. So this coxy lime means the rind of the lime is like paper, so kagas. So that's why it is also called as coxy lime. So the important varieties available in from released from different institutions is from our institute, like Dr. YSR Horticulture University, two varieties were released. One is from Citrus Research Station Tirupati, Balaji one, and from our research station, that is Citrus Research Station Petlur acid lime. These two varieties are canker tolerant and high yielding varieties compared to other local varieties. There are other Vikram is there, and from Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, PKM1 is there, and Brahmalini, Rasraj, and Shai Sharbati. These are the varieties which are more popular in North Indian. But in our conditions, it is better to take up the varieties which were released from South India, like Balaji and Petlur. Both are performing very good. So this is the flow chart, that is a chart representing both Balaji and Petlur selection. So both are tolerant to canker disease. It is not resistant, but the incidence of canker on fruits is meager or very less. So both are tolerant to canker incidence, and they are high yielding, and especially for petlur selection, it will give more yields than Balaji, and the canker incidence is also less, and it will bear in clusters. And the shape of the fruit is round, so it will resembles like a local type, so it will have more market than Balaji types. So both are canker tolerant. So this is the photograph showing the Petlur acid lime, which is also earlier it is called as Petlur selection one. This variety was released in 2017 officially, and it is getting popular among the farming community of from Tamil Nadu and also Telangana and parts of Andhra Pradesh. And as I have told that they bear in clusters and yield will be 40 to 50 tons per hectare, and plant yields 118 kgs, and fruit weight will be on an average 43 to 45 grams, and juice content is more than 50%, and because of the rind thickness it will withstand for long distance transport. So even if you send to the long distances, it can withstand, and it won't develop any rots during the transport. So these are the pictures of the Petlur acid lime. Then why we have to go for acid lime seedlings, which we have already discussed earlier also. Now the seedlings, because they are obtained from polyembryonic tissue, so it will be free from viruses, diseases at the time of in the nursery. Then another one is long lifespan. So the lifespan will be more than 15 to 20 years, and based on the what you call as cultural practices. And the seedling trees are less prone to Diplodia gummosis, and seedling trees will have more strong root system compared to grafts, and they're less prone to root diseases, and they can withstand for heavy winds. And even production cost is also less. So we raise the nursery from seeds by selecting the seeds from elite plants, and we raise the nurseries. One is primary nurseries, and after 4 months we will transplant from primary nursery to in poly bags. So in the poly bags also, after 3 months we will the plants will be ready for sale. Coming to land preparation and planting, so we have to prepare the land with for full fine tilth, and doing deep cultivation to avoid the weed growth. And we have to take proper drainage system, so that there should not be any water stagnation during rainy season. And suitable time of planting will be June to January. And spacing is 6 meters to 6 meters is required, because they are in seedlings, so they will have large canopy. So it is better to go for 6 into 6 meter spacing. And while planting also, we have to make the pits of 1 into 1 into meter. That means 1 meter length, 1 meter width, and 1 meter depth. So generally farmers will not do the deep pits. So they thought that the plant size is small, so we will make the pits which will fit the ball of earth of that poly bag. So it is not correct method. So because the plants will withstand in the field for 15 to 20 years, so it is necessary to take the recommended pit size and the top soil. So first 2 feet soils we have to mix with the top soil with the farmyard manure, 1 or 2 baskets, and we have to add 1 kg of single super phosphate, and you can also add 500 grams of neem cake, and mix all these manures with the topsoil and fill the pits. So after filling the pits, you have to give irrigation, so that the soil will settle, that potting mix, that mixture will be settled. Then we have to go for planting of the seedlings. Then after planting the seedlings, we have to give support to the plants, so that it won't bend during the heavy winds. And if at all, so generally we won't recommend budded plants in the acid lime, but if at all some farmers will go for budded plants, in such cases the farmer should ensure that the bud joint should be above the ground, and it should not be kept inside the soil. So generally what farmers will do means, because the seedling trees are when you plant in the soil, it will comes to bearing for after 4 years. So because of that, some farmers, they will, to avoid that slow growth, because they are very slow growth in the first 2 years. So they purchase that from private nurseries 4 years old seedlings directly from private nursery by paying huge cost 200 to 250 per plant. But what happens, because they are in pot grown plants, they are more susceptible to canker and also gummosis diseases. So we should not we should avoid such type of plantings. So always plants should grow in our fields, not the bringing the grown up seedlings and planting in the nursery. So even some of the Nellore districts, we have observed Tristrija viral diseases in such type of plant material. And some farmers will go for closer spacing, like 5 into 5 meters or 4 into 4 meters. It is also not recommended for seedling plants, because seedling plants will have huge canopy. So that's why it is recommended spacing for is 6 into 6 meters, and this is the recommended days of planting. Then another thing is mulching. So after planting, especially during summer, you will get high temperatures and more evaporation from the soil. In such cases, the tree basins has to be mulched with any organic material, like paddy husk or dry leaves or locally available any organic waste. So this will help to avoid the evaporation, but also it will convert into manures and also enrich the soil. But in some cases, we can also go for black plastic mulch of 100 microns. But while you are laying the mulches, you should take care that 1 foot around the tree has to be it should not be covered with mulch, plastic mulch, or you should have to make a small round cut that is 1 feet from the tree, so that it will have better aeration and light penetration. So this is the photographs of plastic mulching and organic mulching. And even in the initial stages, you will not have any, there will be lot of space in between the trees that can be used for intercrops and also green leaf manuring crops. So, and some farmers, what they will do, instead of lack of awareness about the intercrops, they will go for exhaustive intercrops like banana and maize, because it will exhaust more nutrients. So it will come competition for the main crop, that is line crop. Another thing is solanaceous crops. So it is not recommended to grow solanaceous vegetables in acid lime orchards as intercrops like tomato, chili, brinjal, or tobacco, because they not only compete with the essential nutrients and moisture, but they increase the incidence of nematodes. So nematodes problems will be more in solanaceous vegetables. So it will attack even the main crop, that is lime crop. So we can utilize the first initial period of 3 to 4 years for growing of intercrops, or you can also go for green manuring crop like dainja or sun hemp can be grown. So in legume crops, it is better to go for legume crops, because in legume crops there will be nitrogen fixation will be there, so it will enrich the soils. So you can go for groundnut, green gram, black gram, or even or you can go for other crops like marigold can be grown, and coriander or onion also can be taken up in the as intercrops. So as I have already told, taller plants cannot be grown, which are more taller than the acid lime plants like cotton, jowar, and banana. And while giving irrigation also to the intercrops, you have to keep in mind that there should not be any stagnation of the water to the at the tree basins. And while intercultivation also take with a tractor or plow, you have to take that the acid lime root should not get damaged, because acid lime or citrus plants are very sensitive to root diseases. So that's why it is necessary to keep root health in a good condition. So some of the intercrops which can be grown: onion, Bengal gram, watermelon, coriander, ragi, sun hemp, and also black gram. So, and what are the precautions to be taken while you plant in the young plants are during in first 2-3 years? So generally the young plants will put forth 4 to 5 times new flesh per year. So they should be protected from leaf miner and canker. So generally, if you have rains or showers, you will get leaf miner. So it has to be controlled by spraying suitable chemicals. or you can practice a regular application of neem oil. So neem oil 10,000 ppm, 5 ml per liter. Whenever the new flush comes, if you spray the neem oil, so it will avoid the egg laying of some of the pests. And during first 3 years also, we have to remove the dried twigs regularly, and you have to remove the water shoots also. These are the shoots which grow upright, so they will be green and it will have long thorns. So we can identify these water shoots are not productive, so it won't give any flowering and fruiting. Such shoots has to be removed from the base. And after first 3 feet, so after planting, from the base of the plant to up to 3 feet, we have to remove the side shoots, and we have to train the plant like a umbrella, so that it will have better aeration and light penetration. And another thing, which whenever you are going for budded plants, so there is a problem. Farmers has to remove the shoots arising from the root stock regularly. So some cases, even some incidences we have come across is some farmer has planted and he has not removed the shoots arising from root stocks. So these shoots will be more vigorous and it will suppress the original variety shoot. So what happened? They got all Rangapur line plants because they allowed rootstock plants. So that's why you should take care that regularly removing the shoots arising from the rootstock. Then generally farmers, what we have observed is poor water and nutrient management practices, because farmers generally make a shallow trenches around the tree. They just apply, or they just broadcast the fertilizers or manures, and they won't cover the fertilizers with soil. So it's necessary to make a shallow trench around the tree that is 2 feet away from the trunk. So that where maximum number of fibrous roots will be there. So we have to apply the soils. As the plant grows, this distance will be first one that is 30 centimeters, then 40, like 60. So in the grown up plants, we have to apply fertilizers that is 2 feet away from the tree basin. So even fertilizers will be applied when foliage is fully matured. And 50 generally what happened, farmers are not aware of the inorganic fertilizers like urea, superphosphate and muriate of potash. They're the straight fertilizers. So they will give nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. And most of the farmers, 50% of the farmers apply only complex fertilizers, because they while applying that is 1828 or 2828, what happens, farmers are applying, but it is not sufficient to the plant. So it is recommended to apply the straight fertilizers like urea, superphosphate and muriate of potash. We have to mix as per the recommendation, then it has to be applied to the farmers. And most of the farmers are not applying any organic manures like farmyard manure, neem cake. But in acid lime, it is necessary to adopt 50% organic manures and 50% in inorganic farming. Growing the plants with only chemical fertilizers will lead to declining of the orchards. So in a due course of the time, the plants will be there will be more diseases and pests. So it is better to have a integrated nutrient management. And even in young plants also, every 2 or 3 months, it is necessary to cultivate the tree basin, so that the roots will have better aeration. So as I have already told, if you have poor nutrient management, weakened trees will be there and it will enhance the fig drying, and in due course, there will be decline of the orchards also. So apart from nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, this citrus is more susceptible to micronutrient deficiency. So we should take care to apply even micronutrients also in the nutrient management. So that's why it is better to go for integrated nutrient management with chemical, organic and biofertilizers. So this is the chart. You can give the recommendations of both organic and inorganic menus. Here we have given the straight fertilizer doses directly. So for first year, up to 1 year, you won't apply any fertilizers, because We have mixed farmyard manure, neem cake, and super in while preparation of the pits during pits itself. Am I audible? My voice is
Yes, you
audible.
are.
Ah. Okay, for first up to first year, there is no need for going any chemical fertilizers because we have already added farmyard manure and neem cake. So then after 1 year, 1 year old trees, we have to apply farmyard manure, neem cake, and urea superphosphate and muriate of potash. So these doses we have to make into two splits. So if you take 4 years and above, that means you will have constant doses. Like we have to apply 80 kgs of farmyard manure, 8 kgs of neem cake, and 1.6 kgs of urea, 4 kgs of superphosphate, and 1.5 kgs of muriate of potash. But these doses we have to make into two splits. So one split should be given. One split should be given in the June-July month, making one half should be given in June-July month, and the rest of the half we have to apply in December and January. Whereas in farmyard manure and neem cake, we can apply if rainy season, complete dose in the rainy season, or you can also make this in two splits in two times. So this is the we have to make a shallow trench, and after application we have to cover the trench. And whenever you apply the fertilizers, you have to give whenever you apply the fertilizers, it is necessary to give a shallow irrigation. So then only the plants will take the nutrients. And as I have already told, then coming to different organic manures, so farmyard manure neem cake is sufficient. So it will also enhance the water storage capacity of the soil and also enhances productivity. These organic fertilizers, what it will help means it slowly releases the nutrients. It slowly releases the nutrients. Not only that, it will enhance the uptake of the chemical fertilizers also, like micronutrients uptake will be more. And even if you apply organic manures, it will improve the soil structure. Even it can reduce the salinity and alkalinity of the soils also. Then green manuring. So up to, I have already told, up to 5 years, there will be more vacant place. In such cases, you can go for sunhemp and danger or horse ground, that is 6 to 7 kgs per acre. And we have to incorporate these green manure crops when the plants are at 50% flowering in the soil, like 40 days after sowing. Then biofertilizers plays important role in citrus nutrition, especially mycorrhiza, that is WAM, or we can also call it as a arbuscular mycorrhiza. So this is the dosages for acid lime is 500 grams of mycorrhiza, phosphobacteria 500 grams, azospirillum 100 grams, and trichoderma viridi 100 grams. And there is pseudomonas is another microorganism that is also 100 grams. This has to be multiplied in farmyard manure, and this enriched farmyard manure and neem cake can be applied in the June month. So when you are applying biofertilizers, we can reduce the nitrogen and phosphorus fertilizers to 75%. That means we can save 25% of the fertilizers by application of these biofertilizers. If you take mycorrhiza, generally the acid lime trees will have a shallow root system. So they cannot go deep into the soil. So what happens? It cannot absorb the nutrients which are in deeper layers. If you apply with mycorrhiza, this mycorrhiza will have symbiosis and citrus roots. So their mycelia will go deeper into the soil, and these mycelia will uptake the nutrients and also nutrients and micronutrients from deeper layers, and it will supply to the plant. So that's why farmers has to adopt the practice of utilizing biofertilizers. Then only it will sustain the acid lime cultivation. And more problem is in acid lime, you will get dry root rot. More number of diseases are there, especially soil-borne diseases are like gummos is there, and then dry root rot is there. So all these can be, we can overcome these by applying trichoderma and pseudomonas, also with other biofertilizers. So this phosphobacteria will make the phosphorus uptake by solubilizing the phosphorus in the soil, which is not available to the plants. So this also enhances the beneficial microorganism. So this is the concept we see in the natural farming. So there are some products which are available in drip. Even you can apply this biofertilizers through drip also. So this is one company which is Pepsol. So with IIT Madras technology, they formed this in gel forms. So we can add in the fertigation tank. So we can apply through drip also. Then I have already told susceptible to different micronutrient deficiency. There is a special dosages for this. There is one package is there, like we can apply zinc sulfate and ferrous sulfate, copper sulfate, lime, and manganese sulfate and magnesium sulfate, borax, along with urea with water. That is 10 liters per 10 liters. And we can also add wetting agent 0.5 ml. So this micronutrient mixture has to be sprayed on the trees yearly 4 times whenever the new flush comes and when the new flush is fully opening. So at that time we have to spray these micronutrients. So when new leaves are fully expanded, yearly 4 sprays has to be done. So if it is not possible to mix the individual chemicals, there are commercial grades available in market, like Formula 4 is there. And another one is IAHR developed one technology, that is Arca citrus special. So that can also be sprayed on the trees to overcome this micronutrient deficiency. So this also citrus farmers has to adopt this technology, and it has to be make it practice regularly to apply to the citrus plants. So these are some of the deficiencies, how it looks. So generally pale yellow color or pale white color, or sometimes vines are green and remaining lamina will be yellow color. So this is nitrogen deficiency, this is zinc deficiency, and if you have any boron deficiency, there will be longitudinal splitting of the fruits will be observed. So this is the Arca citrus special, which is exclusively recommended for citrus crops. You can spray for acid lime and also in sweet orange or mandarins or any citrus crop. So this is commercially available. Then Agromin Max and also Gromor Formula 4. Then coming to water management, as I've already told, the citrus is very susceptible to water stagnation. So that's why avoid excess irrigation. So the water requirement again depends upon soil, climate, and age of the tree, and also yields of the plant. So this will again depend on the evapotranspiration of that region. It is better to adopt drip irrigation method for acid lime. So because there are, I have already told, lot of root causing diseases are there. If you go for traditional method of irrigation like flooding or basin method of irrigation, what happens? The irrigation water will circulate from infected plant to healthy plant. So what happens? So with this water, even the disease causing fungus will also attack the healthy plant. So that's why it is better to adopt drip irrigation for acid lime. It not only saves the water and weed growth and also cost of cultivation. So as I have already root rot and gummosis disease spread can be curtailed. And then whereas for traditional method of irrigation, if it is not possible for going for drip irrigation, then we have to adopt double ring system method of irrigation. That means the water directly should not touch the tree basin. So if constantly the moist stem, what happens again, you will get that is gummosis disease. There will be oozing of the gum from the stem. So double ring method should be made. So one small ridge has to be formed around the tree basin, another ring at the outer layer of the tree canopy. So we have to give irrigation between these two rings. So generally in the traditional method of irrigation, 18 to 25 irrigations has to be given, and the interval between irrigations will range again 7 to 15 days. But one thing keep in mind is we should not make the plants to stress during flowering time or fruit development. These two are the critical periods of irrigation. So you have to give regular irrigation and during flowering and fruiting time to avoid flower and fruit drop. Even the irrigation water should have a good quality water, and EC should be less than 1. So this is the double ring method of irrigation. We have to give 2 rings, one small ring around the tree basin and another one at the canopy, outer canopy of the tree. So this is training of the trees. We can have some what you call, as I have already told, that first 3 feet we should not allow any branches. So we can have this methods to avoid the shoots from the tree basin. And while laying the drip irrigation also, the laterals should be away from the tree basin. It should not be wetting the tree base, that is the trunk. So you should be 1 feet or away from the tree basin. So coming to pruning, coming to pruning, so we have to take up regular pruning in acid line, because you will have dry twigs will be there, some crisscross branches will be there. After harvesting of the fruit, especially during summer months like May or June, before rains, we have to take up the pruning. These are the shoots which I have told, the water shoots which grow erect and they will be green in color. So it is not productive, so we have to remove. And we have to maintain the tree canopy in a well form, so like a umbrella type. So first 4 years, the farmers has to concentrate on canopy management, that is shaping the tree. Then only we have to allow the plant to bear. Then coming to this is the marketing marketing of the lime fruits. This is information from Gudur market. So which is a biggest acid lime market in Andhra Pradesh. It is located in the Nellore district. So we can observe the fluctuations in the acid lime rates. So generally the high price will be there. The prices will be high from February 15th to February 15th to May 15th. And you will have peak stages at the time of middle of the March to up to April. And even May 15th, after May 15th, there will be again a reduction in the rates. So generally it is the trend, but even now we can see in the market is there for 1 kg 70 rupees. And last year, there is premium prices when the crops are harvested in the summer months. 100 rupees per kg, 120 rupees per kg also there in the last year also. So keeping in the mind, so where farmers has to train the trees, or farmers has to make the management system so that they will get more crop in the summer months. So for that, farmer has to practice some canopy crop regulation practices. So if you see the flowering seasons, especially in our area, like in tropical climate, what happens, as in the North India, we won't have any distinct winter season. So that's why the plants will not go into resting period. So the plants will go on produce the new flesh and flowering and fruiting. So what happens, we cannot take up a particular crop, and you will have more cost of cultivation if the plants are giving go on fruiting. So mainly there are 3 seasons in the acid line. One is Ambe Bahar, which flowers in January, February, and harvesting will be June and July. This is the main season for acid line. And then another season is Mid Bahar. Generally what happens in the summer, the plants will undergo natural stress, and whenever a new showers releases in June, July, or in the plants put forth flowering. So this Mid Bahar flowering will be in June, July, and harvesting will be in December and January. And this is the Hasta Bahar, which is of more importance in the market point of view. So here the flowering time will be October, November, and plants will this flowering will comes to that fruits will come to harvesting in the March and April. So this is the time where the farmer will get premium price. So that's why farmers has to target for this crop, that is Hasta Bahar crop. Though the main season will get more yields, but the price will be very less. So for that, we have to take some crop regulation measures. So if you see the acid lime flowering, there are 2 types of shoots we'll observe generally. One is inflorescence will come with new leaves also. So both leaves and inflorescence will emerge at a time. And another one is only flowers will be appeared in the matured shoots. But as a farmer's point of view, the inflorescence with leaves is more important, because if leaves will make the carbohydrates and supply to the flowers or fruits. So you will get better yields if you have more percentage of inflorescence with leaves. So there are two types of flowers in acid lime. One is hermaphrodite flowers, that is you can see, which will turn into fruits. There are male flowers, so which won't put forth any fruits. They just supply the what you call as pollens for fertilization. But luckily, this male flowers percentage will be less in the acid line compared to hermaphrodite flowers. But the management practices will influence the percentage of these flowers. So completely applying nitrogen fertilizers or improper fertilizer applications will have effect on flowering. So you will have more male flowers or less hermaphrodite flowers or more leafless inflorescence. So then I have all told this. There is crop regulation. Crop regulation means there are some certain practices to bring the crop in a desired season. So for that, we made some practices. That is, generally acid line come to flowering by two methods. One is exposing to low temperatures, that is not possible for tropical climates. Other one is exposing to stress. So exposing to stress and making the plant forcibly to resting period. So this can be done by stopping the irrigation, that is withholding the irrigation. So that's why we have to create a stress that is for 10 to 15 days, so that the plants will go to rest and stress conditions will be created. So like which season you want crop. So 4 to 6 weeks before that flowering time, you have to stop the irrigation and we have to expose the plants to stress like 10 to 15 days. Then after stress period, when you see any wilting symptoms, then you have to apply fertilizers and irrigation immediately to release the plant from stress. So after giving the irrigation, the trees in the entire orchard will come to uniformly put forth the new flesh and flowering also. So this method, like imposing the stress and releasing the stress by applying fertilizers and irrigation, all these practices are called as Bahar treatment. So keep in mind, so which season of flowering you need. So for that, 4 to 6 weeks before that, we have to go for imposing the stress. So again, to get the summer crop, generally we have to stop the irrigation in the October month, and it again depends. If it is light soils, 15 to 20 days stress is sufficient. Whereas in heavy soils, because they won't dry very quickly, so we have to give 30 days, we have to stop the irrigation. So after giving the stress, we have to apply fertilizers, ample amount of fertilizers like 20 kgs of farmyard manure, 2 kgs of neem cave, 500 grams of urea, 1 kg superphosphate and 400 grams of MOP. We have to mix and apply after releasing the stress, that is after 15 to 20 days after imposing the stress, and you have to give ample irrigation. So repeatedly you have to give irrigations, 1 or 2 irrigations repeatedly, like 1 week or 4 to 5 days interval, we have to give irrigations. So that after giving irrigation, the plants put forth for flowering in the November, December months, and they will come to harvesting in April, May months. So we have, once the flowering and fruiting is formed, we have to keep in mind, so the plant should not be exposed to any stress. Then you will get, if you give stress or if you give excess irrigation or less irrigation, you will get fruit drop. So for that, we have to spray, especially in summer, because of high temperatures also, you will get natural fruit drop or flower drop. So in such case, you have to apply Planofix, which is a growth regulator which contains naphthalene acetic acid, 1 ml in 4.5 liters of water, or you can also go for 2,4-D, 1 gram in 100 liters of water. So this 2,4-D will not dissolve in water. First, you have to dissolve in alcohol, then we have to add into the water. So as there should not be any stress in the fruit developing stages. And in the January month, again, you have to apply second dose of fertilizers. So this will enhance the fruit size and quality. So same dose, 50% of dose, 20 kgs of FIM, 2 kgs of neem cake, 30 grams of urea, 350 grams of MOP has to be applied this time. Then in the February months, we have to, because high temperatures will be there. So February month, what the tree basins have to be covered with organic mulch, organic waste with a 2.5 centimeters thickness. Then fruits are in marble stage. There is incidence of thrips and mites will be there. Mite incidence will be more. Then we have to take plant protection measures. And during summer months, what happens? The fruit size will be less, and juice content will also be less because of high temperatures. So in such cases, to improve this fruit size and juice content, we can take up one spray of potassium nitrate, that is 10 grams in 1 liter of water, to enhance the fruit size. So this is the Bahar treatment. But in certain areas where northeast monsoons are the main rainy season, like in our area, like Nellore and parts of Chittur, we receive rains in October, November months. So it is not possible to impose the stress because there will be continuous rains. In such cases, the IAH, that is Tirupati Citrus Research Station people, they have come up with one technology for such period, such areas. So we have to apply 50 ppm gibberellic acid in June month. So we have to spray in the June month. So it will this treatment has to begin in the June month. From June month, in June month we have to spray 50 ppm of gibberellic acid. So this will make the plants to give vegetative growth. Then in the September month we have to spray 1000 ppm of cycocil. This is a growth retardant. This will act like a this will substitute the stress period. So this is a growth retardant. So it will stop the new vegetation or new growth of the vegetation. And when we spray the cycocil, the plants will be in dormant stage, and whatever food material prepared, it will be in the shoots. So that's why the shoots will become into flowering shoots. And finally, in the October, 1% of potassium nitrate, that is 10 grams per liter, has to be sprayed. So all these 3 sprays has to be given in farmers who are in northeast monsoon areas, season areas. So this is the technology developed by ASRP Citrus Tirupati. Then coming to harvesting of fruits. So generally what happened, we have to make harvest the fruits when they are fully matured, but they are still in green color, not the ripened fruits, that is yellow color fruits. So generally it takes 4.5 months from flowering to harvesting, and especially the seedling origin trees will start yielding 4 years after planting. So if you well maintained orchards, the tree will give that is 8 to 10 years old tree will give 2,000 to 3,000 fruits per tree. And in market you can see the price will be given based on the grading. So there are generally the fruits will be graded for fruit size and also quality and juice content. Generally the preferred juice content is 45 to 58%, and the acidity 6.7 to 7.7. So these are the 3 grades generally followed in market. One is 4.5 centimeters above is the first grade, and 3.5 into 4.5 centimeters is second grade, and 3.5 and below will comes under third grade. So this is the grading based on the color of the fruit. So when the trees are, the fruits are full matured, but they are still in green, will be in grade 1, and when the fruits start slight yellowing, they are grade 2, and if the fruits are more than 50% yellowing, it will belong to grade 3. So based on this only, you will get more prices. Now in market, there is a range of price that is 40 to 70 rupees per kg. So the premium fruits will get 70 rupees per kg, and whereas the grade 3 or less grade fruits will get 40 rupees per kg nowadays in summer. So generally what they will do, farmers will grade in the after harvesting in the field itself. Some farmers will send all mixed fruits to the market, and they will grade at the market yard. So such fruits will get less price. Then so generally what is the problem is poor quality of fruits because of several pest and diseases. So it is necessary to take up regular plant protection measures like adapting botanicals like neem oil or any pongamia soap oil. We can spray these botanicals. We can control some of the insects. So then coming to decline of orchards also. So I have already told n number of diseases are there in citrus, especially there are 6 to 7 virus diseases are there. So it is necessary to get the healthy plant material from good sources. That is better. That is from universities or assured sources. We have to get the plants, and we have to take care of the diseases also by taking up of organic menus and biofertilizers and trichoderma and application of pseudomonas regularly. Because of application of more inorganic fertilizers and spraying of weedicides, so the natural beneficial microorganism present in soil was declined. Because of that, the harmful diseases are become more virulent. So, and one thing the farmers has to keep in mind, citrus growing farmers is they should know preparation of the Bodo paste and Bodo mixture. So Bodo mixture will take care of canker and also other diseases. So this is the chart which will explain we require copper sulfate and lime, and we have to mix them in water separately, and the copper sulfate solution has to be mixed in the lime solution. So farmers should be familiar with the preparation of these two mixtures. So this Bodo paste we have to apply for pasting the tree trunks, especially in the after February, after rains are after in the February, after February month. So it will take care of the tree trunk from dry root rot management, dry root rot. Then so some of the what happened because of farmers are not packing the fruits in a proper manner. So generally they will dump the fruits in the fertilizer bags or gunny bags, and they will be transported to nearby market. And as there is no cold storage facilities also, the farmers has to sell the fruits immediately. But by following certain methods like dipping the fruits in the 2,4-D 50 ppm, and then after drying the fruits in shade, if you pack in alkathene lined gunny bags, so we can store the plants fruits up to 20 days with less percentage of losses, like 76%. Generally you will get sour rot, so the base of the fruit will get rotting. So we can also use micro perforated polythene bags for transporting the fruits to market. It will maintain the greenness and firmness. And as we don't have sufficient processing units to produce to make the produce into value added products, especially in the glut period, so farmers has to sell the produce immediately to the market. But we can make the lime into different products. Majorly we know that it will be made into juices, or we can made it into pickles, lime pickles. But there are other products which can be made from the citrus fruits, is citrus essential oils. So they are volatile oils. They are obtained from citrus fruits, peels and sacks, and they are used in food industry for flavor, to give flavor to drinks and also foods. They are also used in pharmaceutical industries, soaps and perfumes and other cosmetics. There is only there is one processing unit is there in our Andhra Pradesh, at in the near the Gudur area, which is a potential belt for acid lime, and they are doing certain products, value added products from citrus fruits, acid lime fruits, exclusively acid lime fruits. One is lime oil. This is the essential oil. It is one of the popular additives which will give flavor, fragrance, and they are aromatic chemicals. Generally, they will be used in beverages and cosmetics, soaps, preparation and toothpaste, hair oils, and pharmaceuticals. Here, they will crush the fruits in a crushers will be there. So they will obtain the juice, and they will bring to boil, and essential oil, the evaporated oils will be condensed, and this will be extracted from in a condenser method. So generally the limes harvesting period is when the essential oil available is in summer season for 4 months, February to May, and in winter season they will prepare October to January. Generally 1 ton of fruits will give 2.5 kgs of essential oil. So they sell for rupees 3,500 per kg. Major problem is Mexican is competing with us. So the uh, Mexicans will give the essential oils with a cheaper cost. So they are supplying for 2,000 or 2,500 because of cheaper cost. So that is the competition. So they are using for local consumption. Very meagerly, it is exporting to other countries. So another product which we can made from acid lime is pectin. So this is also prepared from the peel of the fruit. So after essential oil extraction, the same fruits, the crushed peels can be used for extraction of the pectin. Generally we'll get 1 ton of dried peel will get 80 kgs of pectin. Generally they will sell this pectin for 1,000 rupees per kg. So this is also used as a stabilizers because of it is a gelling and thickening and stabilizing. Mostly it is used as additive in food products like fruit processing, jelly making, jams and dessert preparations, and dairy applications, beverages, pharmaceuticals and confectionaries. This pectin will be used. Then another one is juice powder. So generally what happen after extraction of the juice, they will prepare they will use spray dryers to prepare this lime juice powder. So this juice powder can be made into squashes or juices. So they are mixing in other preparations also. Then another one is a dehydrated whole lime. This is known as a kala nimbu or black lemon or brown lemon. Black lemons are, these are the dehydrated limes. What they will select the yellow limes without any blemishes or quality limes, and they will be treated these limes by dipping in hot water so that the essential oils in the rind will be removed, which will cause bitterness. And these fruits are again kept in a stainless steel trays, and they will be stacked in the tunnel dryers. And these limes were dried to before making into sale. So these black limes, mostly in the hot countries like Gulf countries, they, because the fresh lime fruits are not available for them, so they will use these black limes for making tea, or they can also use it in food process, food making also. Generally, for they will pack 15 kgs packs. It will have 2 years of lifespan, that is shelf life, and they will cost 120 to 170 rupees per kg. So these are the photographs of the black lime. And what they are doing, if there is no market for pectin, after extraction of the juice for essential oils, the peel will be dried in the drying yards, and this waste will be again packed into packages. So they are selling them as a poultry feed also. So from 1 ton you will get 200 kgs of waste, and they are selling for this as a poultry feed 50 to 60 rupees per kg. So apart from this, there are several, that is citrus fiber is there. That means the rind, dried rind peel, outer peel will be made into pieces, and they are also made into powder, but they will be in bitter in taste. And these are all not for regular market, but based on the indent, they will prepare all these products. So these are the other list of the value added products which can be made from uh, uh, citrus acid lime. So this is the regarding value added products. Thank you, agricultureinformation.com, for giving this opportunity. So if you can have any doubts, you can clarify. And our research station is supplying the saplings of petlure acid lime. Last year, we sold 1 lakh acid lime saplings to the farmers. And our institute is supplying both sweet orange, budded plants and Rangapur lime and acid lime, petlure acid lime variety, which is a high yielding and more popular variety to the farmers. So those you want, you can contact us. Thank you.
Just try to take some 3 to 4 questions.
I could not hear, ma. Your voice is breaking.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah.
I could hear.
So since we are running short of time, yeah. So since we are running short of time, I'll just try to take up some 3 to 4 questions.
Okay.
So first question is, what are the most suitable climates and soil types for lime cultivation?
I have already told in the presentation itself. So climate means it can come up within tropical climate. There is no problem. So tropical climate, subtropical climate, it will come except in temperate climate, not too low temperatures. We can go for acid lime cultivation. Regarding soils, it can be grown well-drained soils, any loamy soils like black loamy soils or any sandy loam soils we can go. But keep in mind that pH and EC. So while going for planting, you have to take soil testing. pH should be 6.5 to 7.5, even 8, you can go for acid lime cultivation, and EC should be less than 1%. So this is the soil conditions.
Okay. Next question is, could you provide an overview of the different types of lime varieties that are most popular in commercial cultivation?
Yes, in our Andhra Pradesh and the Tamil Nadu, there is became one they are adopting. Even Balaji is more popular in all areas, and petlure acid lime, which was released from our area, it is also gaining popularity. Telangana and even Bangalore farmers and Tamil Nadu farmers are growing this variety. So there are other varieties also, but even in our orchard we are having Pramalini, which is a national check, that is a North Indian variety. But compared to these two, it is not performing good. So better to go for Balaji or Petlure acid lime, or you can also go for PKM1.
Okay. Next question is, what are the critical steps and considerations in lime cultivation to ensure good yield?
So one thing I have already told that there is a lot of market fluctuations in the acid lime fruits. So in June, July months, even you don't get 20 rupees per kg, or you won't get a better price. Sometimes farmers will leave the crop without harvesting. So for that, farmers has to focus on the period where they will get more price. So that means they have to get summer crop. For that, they have to follow crop regulation practices, which I have explained. So that is the important criteria. And another thing is, I have already emphasized what are the mistakes farmers will do, like planting in making the pits and another one. And soil health is very important. Just going for inorganic fertilizers, too many sprays of weedicides, again will spoil the soil health. So you have to take up integrated nutrient management and adopting the practice of trichoderma and pseudomonas every year, and micronutrient application is very important. And application of farmyard manure and neem cake, because 50% should be in inorganic form, 50% should be organic form. So that if you take all these things, soil health is very important, and planting material is very important. You have to get healthy plant material. Otherwise, some farmers are going for budded plants. So up to 5 years, it will be very good. Then after 5 years, there is a declining of the plants. So entire plants will be drying. And even summer, you have to take care. There will be dry root rot management problem. So even bearing trees will die within 1 month. So you have to take care of good management practices.
Okay. Next question. Can you discuss the common diseases and pests that affect lime trees and how best to manage them?
So because I have not covered pest and diseases because it will take a lot of time. Mostly in citrus, we will get leaf miner pest. That means there will be like silvery like lines will be there in the leaves and there will be leaf folding will be there. So for that, you can go for profenofos 2 ml per liter or imidacloprid 0.5 ml per liter. Another one in summer, you will get scales. So it will coat the entire stem with like if you see it is a white coated. So this is also pest will be in 4 or 5 layers. In such cases, we have to rub that shoot stem with gunny pit and then you have to apply any insecticide like dimethium 2 ml or imidacloprid chemicals. Then another problem is mites is the problem. So here mites you cannot control after when the fruits are bigger size. So you have to take mites and thrips control immediately after setting of the fruit. So the after 2 months of fruit setting, when the fruits are 4 centimeters diameter, then you have to take up the sprayings. Before that, you have to take up the train sprayings. After that, it is not effective. Just cost will be more. So for that, you can go for propagate 1 ml per liter or abamectin 0.4 ml per liter or ethion 1 ml per liter. These are the pest. And coming to diseases, generally you will get root rot diseases. For that, you have to go for seedlings. And I have already told you have to apply trichoderma and pseudomonas application. And or if it is more, then you have to go for drenching with carbendazim. 2 grams per liter, 5 to 10 liters, we have to drench the soil basins. And another one is canker, which is very problem because the fruits will have the roughy spots, which will reduce the market price. So for that, best recommendation is growing for Balaji and Petlur acid lime because the two are tolerant to canker diseases. And if at all you will get, then you have to go for copper oxychloride or copper hydroxide, 30 grams in 10 liters of water, and you have to mix some bactericide like streptocycline 2 grams per liter. This has to be spraying should be done during rainy season at 20 days interval 2 or 3 times to control this. Then another one is oozing of the gum from the stems, that is called as gummosis. So in such cases, we have to scrape the what is a rotted bark. Then you have to apply 1% Bordeaux paste. So if you apply Bordeaux paste every year up to 2 feet, it's a regular practice, then we can overcome from this disease. Otherwise, if you see in the stems, you can also spray metalaxyl or mancozeb mixture, 3 grams per liter or phosphatile 3 grams per liter, 5 to 10 liters, we can drench the tree basins. So these are the major pests and diseases we'll observe in acid lime. Hello.
Next question. What are the best practices for harvesting limes to maintain their quality and longevity post-harvest?
So that I have already told, when the fruits are in green color, we have to mature and they are still in green color, we have to harvest. So immediately after harvesting, we have to keep them produce in the shady area so that we can remove the field heat. Then we have to pack in the polythene, perforated polythene bags, or you can treat 240, 50 ppm by dipping, and then by we can in the shade we have to dry the fruits. Then we have to pack the fruits in the gunny bags, perforated gunny bags. And even to enhance fruit quality in summer months, we can go for potassium nitrate spray also. This will also enhance the fruit quality.
Okay. So now we have the last question. How can small scale farmers get involved in lime cultivation and value addition? And what are some challenges they may face?
So for small farmers, the major problem here is because of small holdings, they don't go for drip irrigation. So it is better to adapt the drip irrigation and going for quality plant material and adopting the integrated nutrient management practices. So and for post or processing, so they can make some beverages like lime squashes can be made, or pickle industry is there. So we can make them in pickle industries also, because they can go for essential oils, but marketing is a problem. That's why they can go for like beverages like juices, jams, juices they can go for, and even they go for uh, pickles. Pickle preparation can be taken up.
Okay.
Any other question?
Yeah, I'm just checking. Okay, Dr. C Madhumita, for the detailed
Madhumathi.
presentation.
My name is Madhumathi. That's right.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So thank you, Dr. Madhumati, for the detailed presentation. Now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank you for the detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed.
Okay.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
Shall I leave?
Yes, you can leave.